osmium hydrochloride kumpara sa ibang brand. Tumutulong maiwasan ang
Good morning!
Good morning po sa lahat ng ating mga televiewers and sa lahat po ng nanonood ngayong umagang ito.
And of course, nakikinig sa Radyo La Verdad.
Yes.
13.50.
Oy, magandang pag-uusapan natin ngayon.
Ano ba itong segment na to?
What's new? Ayan. Siyempre pag-uusapan natin mga bagong bagay, bagong gadgets.
Of course. At kasama po natin dito sa studio si Mr. Dovie Brooker, ang CEO, founder, and inventor of a breakthrough technology tool for K-12 science. And of course,
kasama rin natin Vice President for Sales and Marketing ng Data Science and Technology na si Miss Pinky Legaspi. Good morning!
Good morning. Welcome po sa Good Morning, Kuya. I think di niya tayo naiintindihan English speaking.
Sige, English tayo.
So yung first question ko kay Mr. Dovie, what is K-12 Science Technology?
K-12 Science Technology is what helps us show kids that science is not just important but can be beautiful. They can self-experiment in science, and they can use the technology that they have in school, like tablets, like computers, like active boards, to do science in the classroom.
And actually right now, Mr. Dovie brought us a gadget that could help Filipino teachers as well, which is the LabDisc. Can you tell us more about this LabDisc?
Okay, the LabDisc is...
LabDisc.
It's a lab on a disc. The idea is that we collected many different instruments, big, intimidating instruments that kids find in the lab, and combine them, consolidate them into a single device. In here, we can have many sensors, which means the kids can measure different things like temperature, humidity, air pressure, and experiment science, and use the computer in order to see the data and analyze the data.
So it's like compressing different devices into one.
Right. Right.
Ms. Pinky, ano po yung advantage of having this LabDisc kesa yung talagang conventional na laboratory sa mga schools?
Yeah, first in terms of cost, mas madali for schools to set up this science laboratory dahil yung gadget na yan, nandun na lahat ng mga kailangan nila. And at the same time, very portable. So yan, pwede nilang dalhin sa educational field trip nila.
And outside the
classrooms. From Manila all the way to Pagudpod. It's good for 150 hours.
150 hours?
Charge it for 6 hours, then 150 hours yung runtime ng battery. So, from Bicol to Pagudpod and back, naka-on pa rin siya, nagme-measure pa rin siya, nag-gather pa rin siya ng data. So, it can gather like 24,000 samples per second.
24,000 samples?
Yes. And maganda siya, may GPS tracking siya.
Okay, so we need internet for this, Mr. Dovie?
We need internet only if we want to use Google Map and see our reading on a map.
Okay.
For normal use, you can use the simple computer or a tablet or any other device that you have in school.
So how does it work actually?
Okay, so let's do a quick demonstration. As I said, we have up to 14 different sensors. We can measure humidity, we can measure sound, we can measure air pressure. We can see the reading here on the screen. We even have a sensor back here, like a sonar, to measure motion of bodies. Now, what I'm going to do is I hope you see, I'm going to set the system in order to measure the humidity here in the room.
Okay.
So you can see all those meters that shows you real data coming from this device. And I'm just switching to a line graph and do a graph of humidity. Now I have the humidity sensor. I'm just breathing on the sensor and the humidity jumps up.
So it's like simultaneously you can actually
I can collect very fast a lot of data, get a graph, and then use the 45 minutes of the lesson in order to analyze the data. Instead of using a graph paper and a pencil and spend the 45 minutes on manual data collection, which kids find not relevant, boring, and hard.
And actually
So
this is much accurate.
We need an iPad or a computer for this gadget
Just
so
a
that we can read the data.
But we use the same technology that you have already in schools because schools have computers. Teachers have computers, they have active boards. So we just use the existing 21st century technology that you already invested in school in order to do science.
Oh, that's good.
Ms. Pinky, is it available already in the Philippines?
Yes, Data Science and Technology Corporation is the local partner of Globisense from Israel. So here in the Philippines, we can provide the schools with the gadget, provide them with training, workshops, and other technical support that they need in order for them to implement this LabDisc for their students.
O, Rodel, maganda nga, di ba? Kanina sinabi nga natin, yung space matitipid natin. Kasi di ba pag laboratory, Ms. Pinky and Mr. Dovie, you should have a big space for the laboratory kasi merong mga instruments. Pero para dito, maliit na spasyo lang pwede na kahit nga sa labas ng classrooms pwedeng gamitin. At sinabi nga ni Ms. Pinky na kahit field trips, kahit makarating ka pa ng pagudpud, sabi niya kanina, we can actually bring that gadget.
And you notice wala siya yung mga cables na pwedeng makapag, yung accidents inside the classroom. So yan, pwedeng ma-implement kahit saan. Computer lab, or science lab, or classroom.
And actually, it's easier to use kasi the usual mga gadget, isa-isa mong pag-aaralan.
Isa-isa mo
isang unit
ika-calibrate
na lang.
pa.
Ika-calibrate pa and it will take some
fully
time.
calibrated na siya.
You just have to bring it in your school or study.
So it's actually perfect for schools, for science labs, and tinanong ko nga sila kanina kung pwedeng gamitin into professional scale na, pwede rin daw.
Pwede rin.
Kasi for yung mga naka-attach dyan are industrial, ang tawag dito,
Aside from schools, where else can we use that gadget?
Well, industry is using a lot of data collection devices. They control their processes with measuring temperature, air pressure, and this can be used in industry. We use the same industrial accurate sensors and migrate them to the school environment, so kids can use the same technology that is being used in the industry. Because at the end of the day, you learn science in order to become an engineer, a doctor, and help the industry in your local country.
All right. You have an event later at Gateway Suites in Araneta. Invite our viewers.
Yes. Please join us. Gateway, mamaya 2:30 ng hapon. So, 2:30. So, our main speaker, of course, is Mr. Dovie Brucker from Israel. And we have a lot more. So if you can join us, you'll learn a lot about science, K-12, and this LabDisc.
We're going to discuss later.
Match na match sa K-12 program ng DepEd and K-12 Science.
Tsaka marami kami experiments mamaya, makikita nila doon.
Oh, that's good, that's good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Mr. Dovie Brucker, CEO, founder, and inventor of a breakthrough technology tool for K-12 Science.
And of course, Ms. Pinky Legaspi, the Vice President for Sales and Marketing, Data Science, and Technology.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you.
Sana tayo pupunta. Babalik po. Good morning, Kuya.
Hindi. Saan? Yan.